नहीं चालू करो आगे थोड़ा. हाँ थोड़ा टॉपिक चालू करो स्टार्टिंग से ओ हो गया 10 मिनट क्या हो डेमो का सही सही ऐसा पास करके आगे का करो. ओके रिकॉर्ड शुरू हो गया. Okay, good morning to all of you students. Welcome back to Anand coaching classes. Okay, now we are going to study the first chapter, chapter number 1, that is known as field visit. Now you already studied yesterday that Rahul is going on a field visit with his classmates and school teachers from Naldur in Osmanabad district. Okay, now they went from one place to another, one region to another. They carried several things with them, and the journey started at 6 a.m. early in the morning. Okay. Now they studied relief and several other things. Okay, we can see settlements along the road, tea stall, dhabas, petrol pumps, other shops. Yes, Meena, your observation, madam, you are going down the slope. Now, yesterday we studied the main thing is that about the Balaghat range. And Balaghat range is nothing but the eastern offshoot of Sahyadri. Eastern offshoot is nothing but the Balaghat range is the child of Sahyadri. Sahyadri is the main mountain. It is not just a mountain, it's the biggest range and it is the part of the Arauli region. And now this Balaghat range is a part of it. Balaghat range is a part of Sahyadri. Now, teacher, keep looking to the outside. You can easily see changes. Okay. Okay. You can easily see occurring in the landscape. Now they went to the Solapur also. They watched the Solapur village, Solapur city, urban areas. They see this forest, dry forest, various types of crop cultivation patterns, and several of the things they learn. Now we will go further. Now this is the Solapur city, and this is nothing but the houses built by using cement and all those other things like mixture of cement, bricks, and several other things like concrete. Okay. Now we are crossing Solapur city. Solapur city also we have crossed. Now I find the fields of greenery here. When we left Naldu, we had seen shrub crops and there was some sugarcane, but now I can see that it's many sugarcane being cultivated here. Why sugarcane is cultivated mostly in the part of Solapur, especially rural area, rural region of Solapur, because of abundance of water, first reason. Second one is facility of irrigation facility are widespread and on a wide scale available to the rural people, to the farmers mostly. But there is an absence of such facilities in Naldu, especially the low precipitation. The Naldu is a semi-arid region. It is not totally arid, not totally green, but semi-arid region, low precipitation and lack of facility or wide-scale availability of irrigation. Okay, now we'll go further. So, okay. Now, when we left Naldo, we have seen cultivation of moong, urad, and other pulses, but now it is mainly sugarcane. In Naldo, the farmers, they mostly cultivated urad, moong, and pulses. Why? Because these crops require less water. But in Solapur, mainly they are cultivating sugarcane. Why it is? Because of alternative irrigation facility on wide scale level to the poorest of poor farmers. So obviously, most of the farmers in Solapur are cultivating sugarcane. Sugarcane is widely cultivated in Solapur rural area because of availability of abundance rainfall, or you may call it precipitation, and second with availability of irrigation facilities to the farmers. Now, yes, madam. Now, Savitri said, yes, madam, we had crossed the canal some time ago, and now I can see a large reservoir here. Which is this reservoir, madam? You know, reservoir is nothing but artificially, or sometimes it is naturally. Now, Powai Lake is not artificial, but other lakes or other dams which build the abundance of water at one place, availability of water at one place artificially, not naturally, then it is also known as reservoir. There are artificial reservoir, natural reservoir, God-made reservoir, man-made reservoir. So we had crossed a canal sometime ago. How can we can see a large reservoir here, large abundance of water flowing through this canal. Which is this reservoir, madam? Who is asking? Savitri to madam. Okay. Now, near Indapur, the teacher asked the bus driver to stop at the side of the road. The students got, now, sorry, refer to your maps as shown there. What you can see to our right are the backwaters of Ujjini Dam built on the river Bhima. Now, you can observe, student, that these dams are built everywhere in India when Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru was a leader, when he was the Prime Minister of India, and under the leadership of also Indira Gandhi and several leaders thereafter, or politicians, or even you may call the Prime Minister, Chief Minister in various regions, various states of this country. So refer to your maps. As shown there, what you can see to the right is the backwaters of Ujjini Dam, built on the river Bhima. Actually, river Bhima was flowing through that area, through that region, and the government, state government, or maybe the central government, built the Ujjini Dam over it, and that's why that reservoir was created. So everybody is getting benefited from it, mostly the farmers as well as villagers. So this is nothing but the Ujjini Dam. Like we have a Vaitana Dam built at Vaitana Station, near Vaitana Station, which is providing water not only to what you call that metropolitan area, but to the whole of the Mumbai region, Mumbai metropolitan region, and main Mumbai region, MMR. Okay, so this is the same way Ujjini Dam is built. Now, teacher, this dam is mainly used for supplying drinking water. Why dams are built on various rivers to supply drinking water or potable water to all of the residents or citizens of that region, of that urban area, rural area, or of the state. Now, it is also used for power generation, and besides providing drinking water, dams were also built for power generation, generation of electricity, then fishing, irrigation, etc. So many benefits. These are the many benefits of building the dams on the river, on the various rivers. Okay. Now, some students click pictures of the surrounding. Surrounding was totally a green, awesome, beautiful. So they started clicking the pictures. They boarded on the bus and the journey started again. Forward, they were marching. Now, Pooja, madam, this seems to be a plain area. Plain area means there is no haphazard region or what you call that undulating topography or uneven topography, but it is like a plain area. You know, UP and Bihar, Haryana and Punjab, these are the plain areas of India. Yes. Now, teacher. Yeah, we are going through a plain region. This is the part of the Deccan Plateau itself. Even though it is a plain region, it is a part of a Deccan Plateau. Deccan, you know, Deccan Plateau. Now, as we go westward, we will notice major changes in the relief and vegetation. But as we go towards westward, westward means towards to the sea or near to the sea coast area, we will notice major changes in relief. Relief means height. Relief means height. What is the height? Height related to land, remember? Like mountain tops, then what you call hilly region, then gorges, valleys. These are counted or known as a relief. And vegetation, various types of trees, shrubs, herbs. You will see different kinds of things according to the region, according to the characteristic of that region. Okay. Now, after after a few hours of journey, they left the main road near Harapsa and turned towards Siaghar. You can see here in the map, they started their journey from Navdurg and they reached Solapur, and after Solapur, they reached Harapsar. Harapsar is near to the Pune city. It is not far from Pune city. So after a few hours of their journey, they left the main road near Harapsar and turned towards Siaghar. Now after Harapsar, they turned to the Siaghar. Instead of going to the Pune city, they changed their track and they went towards the Siaghar Fort. Siaghar Fort is a mountain top fort built by Shivaji Maharaj. Okay. Now there were many big and small hotels at the foothill. Now, obviously, sorry. Just wait, student. Something has been going out. Just wait. Now you can see they went to Siaghar Fort near to the foothills of Siaghar Fort. Okay. Now there were many big and small hotels at the foothills. They reached at the Siaghar Fort. Siaghar Fort is on the upper side, means on the mountain top. The mountain top fort is a mountainous fort, or you may call it a hill fort. Okay. But so they reached at the foothills of the what you call the Siaghar Fort, and there were very big and small hotels in and around that area. And they stopped at an open space at the roadside and had their lunch, and they relaxed for a while afterwards. After all, after this long journey from Solapur to Harapsar and again from Harapsar to Siaghar, it might have took 6 to 7 hours because they're traveling by bus, not by train. So obviously they were hungry, they were tired, they were fatigued, and they relaxed for a while. They took their lunch and they relaxed for a while. Now, after Najma said to teacher, I also noticed that when we left Naldo, trees like Jujube, Boar, and Babool, etc. were visible, but here different trees are seen. Now, this is the good observation, best observation, not just good, but best observation by Najma, that in Naldo we find, in our Naldo, in their native place or residential place, or the place of journey, starting point, they observe mostly the trees like jujube. Jujube is nothing but the boar and babool. Babool toothpaste, you know. Okay. So babool, etc. were visible. Why? Because of low precipitation. Because of low precipitation in Naldurg, Naldurg is a semi-arid region, not totally arid region, but semi-arid region. That's why we can see various trees which are bearing or which are showing thorns, which are having thorns and tassels, like babool having thorns and tassels. The same way with the jujube bow, they're also having the thorns and tassels. So these trees grow there, where in semi-arid region, and now there is no exception to that. So Najma noticed that trees like jujube and babool were found mostly in Naldur, but here trees are totally different. Why they are different? Now, teacher, good. While crossing Naldur, we saw semi-arid thorny type of vegetation. Semi-arid. I already described it to you, student. I already told you, student, that Naldur is nothing but the semi-arid region. So obviously, semi-arid vegetation will be found there, and that's why they found out mostly these trees, which jujube and boar. Okay, jujube and boar are the same, and babool. Now, change in the type of vegetation is indicator of change in the amount of rainfall in that area. That is the most important line you have to give. You have to mark it. You have to mark it because these questions will come into the board. Yeah, it already came into the board for give reasons. For give reason, change in type of vegetation is an indicator of the change in amount of rainfall in that area. With as the change in the vegetation, with the change in the precipitation or change in the rainfall, there is also a change in the vegetation. Remember? Mean more rainfall, more shrubbery, more greenery, more green types of trees, more what you call that wooded area. Remember? Now, while less rainfall, low precipitation, obviously trees which can withstand the drought, they withstand the summer, they can withstand the dry spell of the summer. And obviously, in semi-arid region where there is a low precipitation, low rainfall, we can found such kind of a trees such as a semi-arid vegetation that is known as bore or jujube, you can call it, or another is babool. And these trees also you can find, not bore and jujube, but semi-arid vegetation is also found in Vidarbha, in the part of Maharashtra in Vidarbha. Okay, so change in the type of vegetation is an indicator of change in the amount of rainfall in the area. So suppose you visit any kind of a place, any kind of a region, any kind of a state, or even your native village also. When you go there, instead of watching the soil, instead of observing the soil, you can observe the trees. Means these trees are indicator of precipitation. They are the indicator of rainfall. If the trees are full of leaves, they are greener, they are full of greenery, they are retaining more and more water, then obviously there is a high rainfall, high precipitation. While there are trees which are mostly of semi-arid vegetation type, such as bore, or you may call that a jujube, or you may call that a babool, then obviously there is a low rainfall, low precipitation. Means, students, it is very simple. By just mere observation with our naked eyes, we can understand where there is an abundance rainfall in that region or where there is a low rainfall or low precipitation in that region. Is that simple to you now? Okay. So while crossing Nadu, we saw semi-arid thorny type of vegetation. Change in type of vegetation is an indicator of changing amount of rainfall in that area. Now, teacher, we see that Anjan, ironwood, banyan, and people trees are more in number here in what you call that in that area. What you call that when you cross the Solapur city, afterwards Solapur rural area, rural pockets of Siagar, in and around that Siagar also. While reaching to Siagar, foothills of Siagar or Siagar Fort, they observe. Who students observe mostly ironwood, banyan people, and this is also observation of teacher. Why? Because abundance of rainfall, that is not a semi-arid region, but it is a what you call it, having a rich soil as well as high precipitation, high rainfall. So we see Anjan, ironwood, banyan, and people trees are more in number. Obviously, you cannot observe such trees in semi-arid region or total arid region like Rajasthan. Can you give me an example that in Jaisalmer or in what you call that Udaipur or Jodhpur we observe so many trees, people trees, or so many trees, banyan trees, so many trees, ironwood trees. Can you say that? Can you say that? No, your statement will be wrong. Why? Because that is a totally a desert region or totally arid region. Even in semi-arid region, you cannot find such trees. These trees are found mostly where there is an abundant rainfall or high precipitation. So obviously, this is the observation of teacher. Now, teacher, all right, now we have reached the foothills of Siagar. Now we will climb to the top. Obviously, like you climb the Jivdani mountain or Jivdani temple. For Jivdani to reach Jivdani, you have to climb these temple steps. So obviously the same way teacher told him, now we are at the foothills, we are at the downside. Now we have to go upside, upstairs. So we have to climb the stair. Now, now we will have to climb to the top and you will see the offshoots of Western Ghat. And once we reach at the Siagar Fort, the upper part, then you will see the offshoot of Sahyadri over there. Okay. Now, Western Ghat, Sahyadri. Western Ghat is nothing but the part of Sahyadri. So even though I talk Sahyadri, it is not a wrong statement. Sahyadri is the biggest mountain range in Maharashtra. So you will see the offshoots of Western Ghats. Now you will only carry your eye card. Now student, there is a strict precaution, a strict instruction from teachers that you can carry only eye card, notebook, pen, binocular for observation, camera to click pictures, then cap. Obviously, there will be a lot of heat, circuit atmosphere, map, as well as a water bottle. Keep your luggage and other items in the person. All other inessential or not essential, not very essential item, you can keep it into the bus. Why you're carrying so much? Because you have to climb out. And it is not like Judani, you can reach the Judani top or mountain top or Judani temple within half an hour. It may take 1 hour also. Now, when they started climbing the Siagar Fort, it was quite sunny at first. Now, quite sunny means sunny atmosphere. Sun was shining brightly. Then it became cloudy. But suddenly, uh, after some time, it became cloudy, and later it started drizzling. Drizzle is nothing but the shower, remember, or rain in form of shower, not torrential rain like what you call it we have in monsoon. Okay, it's for the drizzle. Now, some students enjoy eating steamed groundnut. You know, we are eating groundnut, but these are what? Not steamed groundnut, but they are sorry, at what you call the top of the mountain or top of the Siaga, you might find out the steamed groundnuts. People are selling steamed groundnut, so students enjoy it. Buttermilk, that you know, chas, and curd. And curd is very sweet. Here you find curd, which is totally different in taste. Here the curd is very sweet, so they were enjoying that. Okay, now they click pictures of various physical features in and around the Siagat fort and the vegetation around, as well as vegetation, bird, aerial view of Pune city. You know, once you climb the Jivdani mountain and you go to the top of the mountain and you just sit over there, you can observe the whole Vidar city, maybe up to what you call that, Arnala or Agashi. The same way, once you go to the mountain top of the what you call that history, which uh, fort, Siagar Fort, you can observe the whole view of the Pune city on, sorry, in and around the Siagar. You can have that aerial view. So, and the various structures of the fort also they observe. Afterward, teachers ask them to gather at one place. Now, teachers tell them, just assemble at one place. Now we have to go downstairs, or they have some other work. Now, teacher, we now reach the fort of Siagal. Oh, just they reach the fort of Siagal. They are not going downstairs, but they are going towards the fort. They are entering the fort. Now, how will you collect information? Now, you have to collect the information. How will you collect? Because you didn't know what is there. And so obviously, how will you collect it? Neha, madam, we saw a board at the entrance which gave us information about the Siagal. We have also clicked his picture. So instead of everything you cannot observe, everything your observation cannot be 100% perfect. So obviously Neha observed. Neha is the student. She first observed the information about Siagat. This information is put forth by the ministry, various ministry of state government, Ministry of Culture and all that department, heritage, cultural heritage and all that. So they put this, what you call that, banner over there, or you maybe call the signboard over there, which is all the information about the Siagar Fort. And so Neha and most of the students click his pictures. So we have also clicked his picture. Now, teacher, good day. Now, who will tell the difference in the relief features now? Okay, relief features. Who will tell the relief features? We have observed, we traveled from Danduk to Siagar. Can you understand? And you have observed already the difference between the relief features. Can anybody tell me the difference between the relief feature here and there? Okay. No. Kasim is saying, Madam, we can see that now the undulating plains have turned into rough topography with hills. Now, when we traveled from Nadu, we started our journey from the Nadu, there was the undulating topography, means totally uneven topography. Now, here when we turn to rough topography, rough means very hard, rough surface. Okay? And with hills, this is a high hill, this is a high hill. Now we are traveling, we are walking towards the high hill. Now we are at a higher altitude, and hence we can never experience cloud. You know, when in the last monsoon season, when I went to visit the Judani temple, and when I reached the apex point of that mountain, Judani mountain, I have touched the cloud, which were too but with that whole area, that whole what you call that uh, tip of the mountain, on top of the mountain, is surrounded by cloud, black clouds in the monsoon in rainy season, and I was touching it. Wow, so beautiful. So even we can experience cloud. In the same way, they are experiencing who? The students and teachers are experiencing the cloud at the mountain top of Siaga Fort. Wow. See, teacher, very good, Kasi. What a good observation. You can notice many physical features like rock pinnacles. Rock pinnacles is very, what you call that, edge of the rock. Okay. Then valleys. And valleys, uh, and hills also, and layers formed from volcanic eruption. All these mountains, say, the region, Western Ghat, Eastern Ghat, they are formed due to the volcanic eruption thousands of millions of billions of years ago. I don't know the exact date, I don't know the exact time, but all of these mountains in India, even Himalaya, the Yangtze mountain, also formed out of volcanic eruption when there was no existence of human beings on this earth or in India. So these are the volcanic structures. These layers are formed due to volcanic eruption. Okay. Now, teacher, have you recognized the rock from here? Have you recognized the rock from here? Now, a teacher is showing the rock. Okay, in a hand. You might have seen some debris of landslide at places while climbing. Now, landslide, mostly in mountainous region, especially the mountainous region of Kumkan, mountainous region of Raigad, mountainous region of Sahyadri ranges, and Western Ghat. There's a constant landslide, especially in monsoon season or rainy season. Not in winter, not in summer, but in what you call that, rainy season, monsoon season. So you can. So a teacher told them that, have you seen some debris of landslide? Some places landslide, you know that landslide down. Okay. So places by climbing. Now tell me the agricultural pattern. You can see the village in and around the Siagat Fort. What kind of agricultural pattern is there? What kind of cultivation activities goes around in that region? Tell me. So Rao said, Madam, this is basalt rock. What your rock you are holding in your finger, in your palm, that is nothing but a basalt rock, and igneous type of rock. Igneous type means formed out of volcanic eruption, thousands of, or millions of, or billions of years ago. We have learned that about it in class 6. Now, Mary, we saw many persons be cultivated a place where we live. Okay, now Mary said to the teacher that we see in the Naldo, in our native place or even our residential place, in Naldo, we saw more mainly they are cultivating, the farmers are cultivating the pulses. Now here, it is a different story between Solapur to Pune. But once we cross the Solapur city and we enter into the Solapur village, and from Solapur to Harapsa, then Harapsa to this Pune, or you may call it Siagat Fort or Siagat area, we saw sugarcane everywhere. On mostly 90% pills, we saw sugarcane are cultivated. Sugarcane is like a main crop here, cash crop here. So now we see mainly paddy fields. But here, in and around the Siagat Fort, here in Pune region or Pune district, mostly they are cultivating paddy and less of sugarcane. Less of sugarcane and mostly of paddy. Paddy means rice cultivation. Okay. Teacher, correct. It is because of the good amount of rainfall here. Paddy. Paddy means rice also needs lots of rainfall. You cannot cultivate rice in semi-arid region or totally arid region. Okay. so it must have high precipitation, a good amount of rainfall, and then only you can cultivate paddy. And that's why students observe that because of abundance of rainfall, people here or farmers in and around Sihagat region of Pune district are cultivating paddy. Paddy is rice. Okay, teacher, can you recall seeing a similar fort-like structure before? What difference do you see between both of them? Now, we have seen the fort in Naldur also. We have the Naldur fort, and here, this is nothing but the Siagar fort. You observe the fort structure, okay, a fort-like structure in Naldur also. But what is the difference between the Naldur fort and, sorry, Naldur fort and Siagar fort? What difference do you see between the both of them? Okay. Now, Wahida answer to the madam or to the teacher. We can compare this with the Naldo fort itself. It can be compared with this fort structure is like a Naldo fort. But what is the difference? But it is not situated on a hill like Siagar. Our Naldo fort is situated on the ground, on the plain. Okay, but Siagar is situated or built on the mountain top. Okay, so we don't have to climb up this slope to sleep. So obviously we don't have to climb. When we visit another form, we don't have to climb. We can easily access it. Anybody can easily access it. While here, for what you call that, to reach the mountain, here to see the what you call that, the Siagar fort, we have to climb up to the mountain top. Okay, teacher, very good. Now we have reached the top of the fort. We already reached the top of the fort. This is the hill fort as it has been built on a hill. Obviously, it is the hill fort because it is built on hill by the Shivaji Maharaj. Now this was built with a view of security and to keep an eye on the surrounding. Now why they built this fort? Well, just for the security reason, security concern, because at that time Maratha Empire faced a lot of challenges from Nizam as well as from Mughals as well as from British. So obviously Shivaji Maharaj, out of his wisdom, sheer wisdom and sheer skills, he built his fort, this hill fort on Siagar. Okay. Now and keep an open eye on the surrounding, whether the enemies are approaching or what are their activities. Obviously. So teacher Naldur is a fort of the land. It is the fort of the land. It is a fort of the plain. Because there was no hilly region in Naldur. So obviously the fort was built on the land. But all such forts are the heritage of a sacred whatever sport, whether they are built on the whether they are built on the land, whether they are built on the hilltop or mountaintop, or whether they are built in the sea. Okay? They are heritage to a nation. They are heritage to a state. Maharashtra state. Okay. So teacher, come here and look down the water body and you can see in the front is the reservoir of the Karakvashla Dam, which serves water to areas in Pune. Now we'll go to the Kalyan Darwaja, a gate. Now come here. The teacher tells him the story. Come here. Come here to me. And now look down. The water body that you can see in the front is the reservoir of Karakvasla Dam. Karakvasla Dam is the biggest dam in the entire Pune district, which serves water to in and around. And because of Karakvasla Dam, that water is served to the entire Pune city. Now we go to the Kalyan Darwaja. Kalyan Darwaja is a gate built on the Siagat fort. It is a part of the Siagat fort structure. Okay. Come here and see this structure. Okay, this Kalyan Darwaja. See, this is huge structure. It is a heritage structure. Such a beautiful structure. Such a beautiful gate. Such a bigger gate. And here also you can see the structure over here. This is called Dev Tek. Sacred tank, sacred tank. It is the gift of God, and that's why it is known as Dev Tek or sacred tank. Water coming from a natural spring gets stored here. Now, this is built by human, but water is not created or built by human. It is not produced by human. It is created by natural miracle, or you may call it a godly miracle, or it is a gift of God, a blessing of God, that on a mountain top you are having water. You have having natural water spring. You can drink natural water over there where there is no tap water. So obviously, even today it serves water to all the year round to the people who swear the food above. So many people are staying, mostly the ancestors uh, are staying there, where? At Siagat Fort and mountain town. And where they will get water? Will they go downstairs and bring the water? And tap water cannot reach upstairs, mean up to the fort. So obviously, this water is blessing for them. This natural spring is blessing for them. This sacred tank they take is a blessing for the people, and they are getting water 12 months. This natural spring never dried out. This is the miracle of nature. This is the miracle of God. This is the divine provision for all the people of the Sierra food. Thank you, God. Go further. All students expressing surprise. Oh my God, how can water be available continuously at this height since centuries? Not just for a few months, not just for a few years, since centuries means from Shivaji's time when he built the fort. This spring, this natural spring, this sacred tank is providing water to all the people year around, means whole year. This is the what? Surprising. And this cannot be explained by the science. This cannot be explained by the human mind. This cannot be gained by sheer human intelligence, because this is the gift of God. This is the divinity. Okay. Now, teacher took them to solve is the pitla bakri. Bakri and pitla, something in there eating. I don't know what it is. Now, students observed that there were many similar stores. There are several stores. This is on the fort, huh? On the fort, you can see there are several stalls as well as shops selling various items, various food items, and several other things. Now, tourists were being served different food items there. Mostly food items are served because once the tourists climb out for 1 hour, they will climb upstairs to reach the food. They will be hungry, they will be thirsty. So they are providing cold drink and various food items and various other things to the tourists. They're serving them. Now, after spending little time at Siagar Fort, students came down, they climbed down foothill and came to the foothills and boarded the bus. Again, they got into the bus, and the bus started towards their journey towards Pune city, where they had an overnight home. In Pune city also they stayed for one night. Now, after the city too, they had dinner. Now they went to the they means traveling around the city. They watch and observe the city, and afterwards hustle and bustle of city. And afterward they had dinner and returned to the place of their night home and returned to maybe a lodging boarding. Okay. Now in the city they had evening snack. In the city they had evening snack like vada pav, samosa pav, bhajia pav. Some might be eating Domino's, pizza, and several other things. And got ready to roam in the market. And they were roaming in the market in around the Pune city. Okay, Pune market, you may call it. Now, teacher will be visiting places in Pune like Shaniwar Vada. Shaniwar Vada is nothing but the famous place in Pune. It is a fort-like structure. Not a fort-like structure, it is a fort itself. In the midst of a city, in the midst of a Pune city. Okay? And the famous marketplaces like Tulsi Bagh. Tulsi Bagh is famous marketing places in Pune, and Mahatma Phule Pandai Market. I thought it is a fruit and vegetable market. So the student went and roam in that area, and they bought something to eat and to observe all the marketing and publicity and that Shenwan Vajan. Okay. Now, teacher, there are wholesale and retail markets here. You can see wholesale as well as retail market. Wholesalers as well as retailers. Those are selling in bulk, those are selling in very small quantities. Okay. You can do shopping here. If you want to do shopping, you want to buy something, you can do that, students. Who is telling them? Teacher. Now, make sure you write down all your observation, whatever you observe here, or write down your observation in your book. Okay. Now, after the city tour, they had dinner and returned to the place of their night home. Now, after the city tour, they had dinner and returned to their night home, maybe a lodging, clothing, some particular resting place. Okay, they were previously booked by the teachers. Okay, in Pune city. Now, day two, 7 hours, early in the morning, 7 o'clock. Now we are on the Mumbai-Pune Expressway. Again, students got into the boat in the bus. They got into the bus and they started journeying towards the Alibag now. But they were on the Mumbai-Pune Expressway. Can you see the changes in the relief region? What kind of a relief? Relief means what kind of a geographical pattern or topography? You can see, observe it, and tell me who is saying teacher to the students. Okay. Teacher, we will stop at Rajmachi Point near Lonavala. Okay. So we stop at Rajmachi Point near Lonavala. Lonavala, you know, it is a hilly region. Lonavala is what you call that at a certain height from what you call that uh, is at a certain height, and it is also a part and parcel of Sahyadri region or Sahyadri ranges, or you may call Lonavala and Kandala are the parts of the Western Ghat. They are also the offshoots of the Western Ghat. They are also the what you call that hilly region surrounded by various hills. So Rajmachi is at Lonavala. It is upper part. It is not at the foothills, but it is the upper part. So we will have a hall at Rajmachi at Lonavala. Who is telling teachers to the students? Okay. Now Tushar, yes, man, even though we are driving on a plain road, we can see hilly region all around. Even though our road is very plain, it is no zigzag or built in a haphazard manner. But yet we can see all the hills even around our what you call it while we are traveling. So we can see hilly regions all around. Now the frequency of houses is becoming less. Obviously, we will build the houses on the hilltop or when you are surrounded by totally hills, so many hills. So obviously, the houses has became houses have become spares. Okay, means becoming less. Now, after Lonavala, they stop at Rajmachi Point. Rajmachi Point is also the upper point. Remember, it is on the hilltop. Okay, and they stop at there. And the teacher give information about various relief feature. You can see, you can observe the gorges, the valleys, the mountains, and the mountain tops, the hilly region in and around you, undulating topography. These are the features. Teacher, these are the slopes of the Western Ghat. These are the slopes of Western Ghat. We call these the hilly areas Sahyadri schools. I already told you students. This is nothing but Lonavala and Kandala. They are nothing but a part or parcel of Sahyadri region or Sahyadri mountain. So from here you can observe the difference in slope. The gentle slope to the east and steep slope to the west. If you go towards the western side of this hilly region, you will see the slope is very steep. Slope is very steep. And where when you go towards the east of this hilly region or Sahyadri mountain, the steep is very gentle. Okay. Now, teacher, toward the west you can see many cliffs, you know, mountain edges, and waterfalls. Water spring and waterfall about which you have learned about 9. This region is also the source of river Ullas, a major west flowing. Now, Ullas River is a very famous river which originates from Lonavala region or Kandala region. You may call it Lonavala Kandala. They are near to each other, and Ullas River originates from there. But you know one thing about it, you know, it is not shown, or it is not told, or it is not written in the textbook that Ullas River flows from Lonavala. It originates in Lonavala. It flows to Ambanath, Ullasnagar, Kalyan, and it takes turn and reach to the Bayandar Creek. Bayandar Creek is nothing but the confluence of Arabian Sea and Ullas River. Once you cross the Naigaon station, you can see the what you call that Bayandar Creek. That Bayandar Creek is nothing but the confluence of Arabian Sea and Ullas River. So this is also the longer river in Maharashtra. You cannot ignore it. Okay, so west flowing river, Ullas River. The student took photographs, they clicked the photographs of this feature, they started, and suddenly, in Lonavala, Khandala, it is a hilly region, it is a part of the Sahyadri region, so precipitation is the normal part. Even in summer, also there is a lot of precipitation. So suddenly it started raining, and the journey resumed. When they started the journey, now, now we are crossing the Ghat section, and now we are going to Kopoli. Now we are crossing the Ghat section, and now we are going to Kopoli. Kopoli is near to the Karja. If you want to go to Kopoli, then you have to go to the Karja station, and you have to catch the train from there. Okay, and Kopoli is famous for Aqua Imagica, the biggest resort in Asia, the biggest water resort in Asia, Aqua Imagica. So Kopoli. Now we are heading towards the Kopoli. Okay. Now teacher, correct now, this is known as the Bhor or Khandala Ghat in the Western Ghat. In Western Ghat, this region is known as Bhor Ghat or Khandala Ghat. I already told you, Lonavala, Khandala are not, even though these are two separate stations, they are two different stations. Here, geographical features are the same. So that's why it is known as Khandala Ghat. Now we will now enter the western coastal plains of India. Western coastal plains is nothing but we are reaching toward Alibag. Observe the trees, soil and houses that you see. Observe the trees and houses and soil you see in and around you just while we are traveling. Now Shiv said to Maharashtra. We can see dense forests comprising of thick vegetation in the Ghat. In the Ghat section, while we were traveling in the Ghat, there were thick forests, dense jungle. Okay, now we can see trees with broad leaves. Here we can see trees with broad leaves. Broad means long leaves. Now we are such trees in Siagat region too, and we have observed such trees with broad leaves in Siagat region too. This is the observation of sea. Okay, teacher, these are the tick trees. Tick trees have a large or broad leaves. Only the tick trees, they are having these unique features. This region is the true region of deciduous forest. Deciduous means dense forest. This is what you call that Ghat section region or sloping towards the western part, western coastal region. That is also the part of the Ghat section or near to the Ghat section. So there is a deciduous forest. Deciduous means dense forest, dense jungle. So there are many Vanrais and Devrais. Vanrais are nothing but the woodland. Woodland means nothing but the jungle. And Devrai means sacred groves, sacred to the Hindu people, sacred to the Adivasi, or sacred to the local people. And that's why they are known as Devrai. This is also a dense jungle, dense forest, deciduous forest, or deciduous trees. Okay. Now, after crossing the Ghat, the dense forest becomes fair. But once they cross the Ghat and when they reach towards the what you call that western coastal region, the forest becomes fair, trees become sparse, density has been reduced. Now, paddy fields, because of paddy fields, land under cultivation. And paddy fields mean rice cultivation, rice fields, and huge industrial estates and were now visible. Huge industrial area, companies, factories, corporation, they can observe who? The students. They are observing it. Now, Najma, madam, I can feel a change in the weather. I can feel it, a change in the weather. It is getting hotter. Once student, once you reach towards the sea, okay, once you reach or come nearer to the western coastal region or any coastal region, you will see the hotter climate, even in the what you call that winter, or even in the rainfall, even in the monsoon season also. And that's why in Virar and Vasai also, even though due to this Nisarga cyclone, there was a heavy rainfall. For some time we felt cooler. The atmosphere, the humidity level was, means it's cooler. But now, after just 2 days, now we are feeling hotter. Why? Because of coastal climate. Coastal climate is totally typical, totally unique, and totally different. So it is getting hotter, and I have started perspiring, sweating heavily. Who is saying that? Najima. Okay. Now, teacher, you feel the change in here. You can feel, you can smell it. it is becoming hotter. Now, because of increasing humidity there, the air around you is humid, and because of increasing humidity, you're feeling hot and natural. So we start perspiring, sweating, and skin becomes sticky. Once you sweat heavily or perspiring continuously, your skin will become sticky. And we go near to the sea, this will liquid. Obviously, humidity will liquid, so the climate will become more and more hotter once we reach towards the sea, once we reach towards the Alibag. Okay, now the environment has started raining in this region, but suddenly there's a rain over here. What is the problem? What's the miracle? Now also the amount of rainfall seems to be more, and amount of rainfall is also more. It might be happening because of this. You know, student, higher humidity, higher rainfall, less humidity, less rainfall. That you studied in science as well in geography in 9th standard. Condensation of water droplets in humid area, in humid air, or in humidity. In simple, plain words, humidity. Now I don't have to describe it in detail. Okay, teacher Namdev, correct observation Namdev. Wow, what is called student Vishal. Because of heavy rainfall and nearness to the sea, this happens. No, we are nearness because we are near to the coastal area, coastal region, and obviously heavy rainfall. This happens because of the high rainfall. Rice is a major crop here. I already told you, student, that rice is cultivated where there is a higher rainfall. Farmers are not mad to cultivate rice in a low precipitation region. When there is a higher rainfall, obviously they will cultivate rice or paddy fields. Now soon we will reach the sea. Can you name the sea? Okay, we are going towards the sea. We are reaching the sea. We are nearer to the sea. Sooner we will be to the sea. What will be the name of the sea? And you tell me, can you guess? All the students together, Arabian Sea, teacher. This is Arabian Sea. Okay. Now, teacher, good. After reaching Alibag, before we go to our lodging, we'll visit the Talati office. You can gather information on the basic question you're preparing the school. Now, after reaching Alibag, once we reach the Alibag, okay, Western Coastal Region, and we will lie on the Western Coastal Region, we will go to our lodges and we will put all our belongings and everything over there. And we will first visit the Talati office. The Talati office is nothing but the office where you will get all the information related to the land pattern, crop pattern, as well as topography, geography, and everything, climatic conditions, everything. Now, on you can gather information on the question you have prepared in the school. Whatever question you have prepared in the school, you can ask various questions to the Talati officer. In Talati office, you can ask and put forth various questions related to whatever your observation or whatever your doubts or queries are there. Urmi will be asking me question about the types of crop, soil types, cultivation of fruits, and other cash crops. So we will be asking various questions to Talati or to Talati officer regarding various types of crop cultivation, cross cultivation, and various types of crop, which are the cash crops, which are the regular crops, which are the main crops. Okay, then soil types, then cultivation of fruits, whether there is a floriculture, horticulture in this region. Now we are asking how land revenue is collected in the housing, how they are collecting land revenue from the farmers, from the villagers. Okay, then land under irrigation, how much land is under irrigation in this area, in this region, watershed program operated by government, by panchayat, or by various government bodies, local bodies. Then other occupation in the village, what are the various occupation, other occupation, or ancillary occupation beside farming or beside agricultural activities. Okay. So they reached Alibag in the afternoon. They visited the Talafi office and they collected information based on their question. And once they reached Alibag in the afternoon, the child, okay. Now they visited the Talaki office. They collected information based on the question, whatever the question they have prepared in the school. They asked various questions of whatever doubts they cleared, and they asked to the Talaki officer, and he answered them. Now, teacher, dear student, after lunch we will go to the sea coast. Now, after the lunch we will go to the sea coast. Okay. And how many of you will be seeing the sea for the first time? Obviously, these people or these students, they were from Naldur, and Naldur, there is no sea in and around the Naldur. So obviously, might be most of the students are observing the sea first time in their life. So obviously, Teacher asked them, how many of you will seeing the sea for the first time? Almost all of them raised their hand. Yes, we all. 99% with their hand. We first time in our lifetime we are seeing the sea or sea coast. Okay, Abira, I'm just trying to imagine what a breathtaking view it would be to see the sea. Abira is imagining what kind of a breathtaking view I will have when I will reach toward the sea coast and we will observe the wide sea, the gigantic sea. Wow, you will see what will it look like. Or will there be just water, water everywhere? Abira, just imagine. Now, teacher, true Abiba, we will visit the beach now, Alibag Beach, Alibag Sea. Okay, we have actually it is not Alibag Sea, Arabian Sea, but it is in Alibag. That's why we call it Alibag Sea. Now we have already given clear instruction regarding precautions to be taken there. But while you're a student, you're not what you call adept with the waves. You don't know the low tide and high tide and how to swim, and it is very dangerous for the children, especially students, to treat out in the sea when there is a high tide or when there is a big waves are forming. So we'll also visit a fort called Kolaba, Alibag Fort here. So obviously you have to take a lot of precaution. And afterwards, once we submerge ourselves into the sea, okay, then we will visit the Alibag Fort or Kolaba Fort. Now we will have to take into account the timing of the high and low tide. This is away from the coast of the sea. And this fort is away from the coast. It is a sea fort. Alibag Fort is a sea fort. From four sides, it is surrounded by sea. So when there is a high tide, obviously you cannot visit fort easily. And when there is a low tide, then you can visit it. So obviously you have to find out the timing of the high tide and low tide, and accordingly you have to travel out accordingly. We have to treat out. Now, we have studied the work of the sea waves in class 10. We will also identify some of the landform by the sea waves. Now, students, you know the various landforms are formed by the sea wave. You already studied it in 9th standard. You already draw the diagram regarding it in semester, I think first semester of 9th standard. So can you name some of them? Now all the children pushed almost together. They were cried aloud. Now it is the beach, sea waves, wave cut platform. You can see here in the picture also sandbars. Okay, okay, teacher, good. You remember them well. What a bright students I have. You remember them all up. Okay. Now they went into the beach and afterward the fort. Some of them also enjoy sitting on the horse-driven chariots, and some of them enjoy horse ride. You can see that horse ride also at Arnala, at Arnala Beach. You can have horse ride or joy ride. We call it joy ride, and horse-driven chariot also. The same thing at the Alibag also, and children enjoyed it. Students enjoyed it a lot. Now, Neha, madam, this fort is different from the first two, but this fort is totally different. First is the Nalgut fort, it was on the land. Second was Siagat fort, it was on the mountain top or Sahyadri ranges. Okay, and this fort is in the sea, surrounded by the sea. So these are the different, distinct characteristic of three different forts. So from the first two. Teacher, good Neha, can you tell the difference between them? Can you tell me the difference? Now, okay, Neha said, yes, madam. This fort was constructed in the water while other two were on the land. Even though the other fort it was totally constructed on the land, and even though another fort, which called Siagat Fort, they visited previously in Pune, it was also on the mountain top. But here it is on the land. Mountain is not what you call hanging there; it is on the land. So obviously, those two forts were called as they built on the land. But this is totally constructed in the sea. How? How can you build a fort in the sea? So teacher told them, good, this fort is built on a wave-cut platform. It is not built on the water, okay, sea water. Even though sea water is there, it is built on the wave-cut platform. The physiographic form due to the sea waves in the sea that you studied in the 9th standard already. So, because it is surrounded by seawater, it is called a sea fort. It is built on a sea wave-cut platform, but it is surrounded by seawater. That's why it is known as sea fort. Now, earlier these forts were built for the security of the seas, especially the British. British naval, okay, from British name, because Britishers used to attack Marathas to the sea, remember, to the sea routes, and Portuguese also. And that's why Shivaji Maharaj built his fort on the sea wave, wave cut platform in the midst of Alibag Sea or Arabian Sea near Alibag. Now there are many such forts on the west coast. There, yes, I have heard names like Sinadurga Fort, Janjira Fort, which are also the sea fort. Uh, Teacher, based on the information you have collected, you can tell what occupations are followed here. What information you collected at the Talati office as well as your own observation. What are the occupations are practiced by the villagers here? Okay. Now, Rahul said, Madam, it is fishing and agriculture. Agriculture is the main occupation, but beside that, due to the vast availability of sea and sea water, fishing is the main occupation beside agriculture or ancillary to the agriculture. Both the occupations are followed here. Both the occupations are followed here. Correct, Rahul? To which period these occupations belong? Okay, which category of this occupation? Look. Meena, madam, these are the primary occupation, fishing, okay, agriculture, these are nothing but the primary occupation. They come under the primary occupation. Now, teacher too, initially fishing was the main occupation. Actually, in Alibag or here in and around area of Alibag, fishing was the main occupation previously. But afterwards, people strayed forward. Okay. Now later on, agriculture also practiced in the region, but away from the shore. But as people went away and they have the human settlements in the inner pockets of the Alibag region, they started, beside fishing, they started agricultural activities, cultivating paddy as well as various other crops. But main crop is paddy because of high rainfall, high precipitation. Now, teacher, coconut, beside paddy, they have coconut, betel nut, jackfruit, banana, and some spices are cultivated in the coastal plain. This is the horticultural farming. So they have paddy fields, but beside that, they also horticultural farming. Horticultural farming is nothing but the farming of fruits. Now, today, tourism has become an important occupation here. Tourism is also very important. So many people from abroad also visit Alibag Fort, Alibag Beach, and surrounding village area. So tourism also main occupation here. Now, after the students they started playing on the sands of the beach, obviously these are the students, these are the children. They started playing on the sand of the sea or sand of the beach and captured beautiful glimpses of the sunset in the camera while the sun was going down into the sea. They captured all those glimpses on their in their camera. Now, after sunset, they came to the lodges. They discussed important point to compile their field visit report. You know, student, once you have a field visit, once your visit is completed, you have to write a report on it. You have to prepare, and before field visit, you have to prepare a question. But after field visit, you have to write a report on it. That is nothing but a field report or field visit report. And so they were started compiling all the students in group. They started compiling their field visit report. Now, after returning to the lodge, they had dinner. They had dinner and rested for the night at Alibag. And next day in the morning, they got up and they had a breakfast and left for their return journey. Again, returning to their native village, or you may call it their residential place. There is nothing but the Naldu. In this way, this field visit is completed happily, without any accident, without any tragedy, without any problem by all the students as well as teachers. But the cooperation and coordination is very important during the field visit, and which can be exhibited by the teacher as well as by the students. Thank you, students. Thank you for patient listening.